Ever wondered what drives people to push beyond their limits? What fuels the fire in the belly of a marathon runner, the creative spark in an artist, or the relentless curiosity of a scientist? That's the essence of motivation, a mysterious force that drives us, shapes us, and propels us towards our goals. It's the invisible hand that guides human behavior, the key to unlocking our true potential. We're about to unravel the secrets behind motivation, so stay tuned. First off, let's delve into the psychological underpinnings of motivation. To comprehend how we get motivated, we must first understand some fundamental psychological theories. One of the most famous is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Picture a pyramid. At the base are our physiological needs like food and water. Once these are met, we seek safety, followed by love and belonging. Above that, we crave esteem, and at the very top we find self-actualization, the desire to become the best we can be. But what drives us to climb this pyramid? This is where the self-determination theory steps in. It proposes that we have three innate psychological needs: competence, autonomy, and relatedness. Competence is our desire to control and master our environment. Autonomy is our urge for personal initiative and independence. Relatedness is our need to interact and connect with others. When these needs are met, we experience growth, well-being, and yes, motivation. For example, when we feel competent, mastering a new skill or conquering a challenging task, we get a motivational boost. Similarly, when we have the autonomy to decide our path, we're more likely to stay motivated. It's the reason why we get more excited about projects we choose ourselves over tasks that are imposed on us. Lastly, relatedness, our connections with others, can be an incredible motivational force. Ever noticed how much more motivated you feel when working as part of a team? Or how the simple act of sharing your goals with others can give you an extra push to achieve them? That's relatedness at work. These theories also shed light on why motivation can sometimes be elusive. When our basic needs aren't met, or when we lack competence, autonomy, or relatedness, motivation can wane. As we see, psychology provides a profound understanding of our motivational drives. Understanding these theories is the first step towards harnessing the power of motivation. As we delve deeper into the science of motivation, we'll uncover more strategies to help us climb our own personal pyramids of success. But what's happening inside our brains when we feel motivated? Let's dive into the fascinating world of neuroscience to answer this question. To understand motivation from a neurological perspective, we need to talk about a chemical that plays a major role in our brain: dopamine. Dopamine is often called the feel-good neurotransmitter because it's associated with pleasure and reward. When we achieve a goal or receive a reward, our brain releases dopamine, giving us a sense of satisfaction and happiness. But dopamine isn't just about feeling good after we've achieved something, it's also about anticipation. Our brain releases dopamine not only when we get a reward, but also when we anticipate one. This is a crucial part of the motivation process. For instance, if you're working on a project and you can vividly imagine the satisfaction of completing it, your brain gives you a dopamine boost. This dopamine surge fuels your motivation to keep going, to persevere until you reach that rewarding endpoint. In a way, our brain operates on a reward system. We're wired to seek out activities that make us feel good, and avoid those that don't. This system is what drives us to eat when we're hungry, to seek companionship when we're lonely, and to strive for success when we're ambitious. Our brain's reward system is also why habits are so hard to break. Once our brain associates a certain behavior with a reward, it's hard to stop that behavior, even when we consciously know it's not good for us. This is why understanding the neuroscience of motivation can be so powerful. By understanding how our brain works, we can learn to harness its power and channel it towards productive and healthy behaviors. But it's not all about dopamine. Other chemicals like serotonin and oxytocin also play a role in motivation, influencing our mood, our social bonds, and our general sense of well-being. The interplay of these chemicals creates a complex and dynamic system that drives our behaviors and shapes our motivations. So our motivation is deeply rooted in our brain's chemistry. Understanding this can be the key to unlocking our potential and achieving our goals. But not all motivation is created equal, is it? Let's take a moment to talk about the two main types of motivation: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within us. It's about doing something because it's personally rewarding to you, like painting a portrait because you find the process soothing, or learning a new language because you enjoy the challenge. It's about personal growth, learning, and satisfaction. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from outside of us. It's about doing something to earn a reward or avoid a punishment. Like studying hard to get a good grade or cleaning your room to avoid your parents' wrath. It's about outcomes and results. Think about it like this. If you're intrinsically motivated, you're more like a bird who sings because it loves to sing. If you're extrinsically motivated, you're more like a bird who sings because it wants other birds to hear it. Now, one isn't necessarily better than the other. They both have their place. Intrinsic motivation can lead to deep satisfaction and long-term happiness. It's the fuel that keeps us going when the going gets tough. But extrinsic motivation can be a powerful tool too. It can give us that extra push when we need it, or help us stick to a task we might not enjoy but need to complete. The key is balance. Too much reliance on extrinsic motivation can lead to stress and a lack of enjoyment in what we're doing. But when combined with intrinsic motivation, it can help us reach our goals and achieve success. The human brain is complex, and our motivations are too. Sometimes we're driven by personal joy, other times by external rewards. But at the end of the day, it's all about what moves us, what inspires us, and what makes us want to push forward. Whether it comes from within us or from outside, motivation is a powerful force. So how can we cultivate lasting motivation? Let's dive into some strategies that can help you keep your enthusiasm tank full and your drive in top gear. Firstly, it's paramount to set meaningful goals. You see, our brains are wired to seek and conquer targets. When we set goals that resonate with who we are and what we want to achieve, we create a powerful intrinsic motivator. It's like having a destination in mind before embarking on a journey. The clarity of knowing where you're heading can keep you motivated even when the going gets tough. Next up is fostering a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and persistence. It's the antidote to the fear of failure, which can often be a major motivation killer. By adopting a growth mindset, we learn to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and see effort as a path to mastery. Finally, find intrinsic rewards in tasks. Intrinsic rewards are the personal satisfactions you get from the activities you do. They can be anything from the joy of learning something new, the thrill of problem solving, or the sense of accomplishment from completing a task. By focusing on the intrinsic rewards, we can find motivation in the process, not just the outcome. These strategies are not one-size-fits-all. They are tools that can be tailored to fit your unique circumstances, goals, and personality. The key is to experiment, keep an open mind, and find what works best for you. And remember, motivation is not a one-time thing. It's a garden that needs constant tending. But with these strategies in your toolkit, you'll be well equipped to cultivate lasting motivation. By understanding and applying these strategies, we can harness the power of motivation. Now that we've explored the science of motivation, it's time to put it into action. Let's quickly recap. We've delved deep into the psychology behind motivation, understanding how our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can fuel our drive to succeed. We've uncovered the intricate dance of neurons and neurotransmitters in our brain, with a spotlight on dopamine, the reward chemical that plays a pivotal role in motivation. We've also explored the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Remember, while external rewards can ignite that initial spark, it's the internal drive that keeps the flame burning. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. And of course, we've shared some strategies to cultivate lasting motivation. From setting meaningful goals to embracing a growth mindset, we've learned that motivation is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But why is all this important? Because understanding motivation, the force that drives us, is the key to unlocking our full potential. It's the engine that propels us forward, helping us push past obstacles and reach new heights. It's what makes the difference between dreaming and achieving. So, here's the million-dollar question. Now that you know what drives us, what will drive you? Each of us holds the key to our own success. All we need to do is harness the science of motivation, fuel that inner drive, and watch as our dreams turn into achievements.